my dear students. Let us start the second lecture. The second lecture is on architecture of microprocessor 8085. So, before going to that lecture, in that lecture we have covered some topics that are review of lecture number 1. Second content of this lecture is the types of buses. Third is the necessity of demultiplexing of lower address and data buses. So, let's going one by one all the content of this lecture. So just revise the lecture number 1. In last lecture, we study about some basic concepts of microprocessor, in which we are defining what is meant by microprocessor, the system which use for the system which complete its tasks within 10 to the power minus 6 seconds, that system is called as the microprocessor. While the second content of last lecture is the block diagram of microcomputer, in which we have studied all the 4 blocks starting from input device, output device, central processing unit with the memory unit. The memories, types of memories we also study, that is the non-volatile memory and volatile memory. Non-volatile memory is the permanent memory and volatile memory is the temporary memory. So this is about the review of our lecture number 1. Now proceed for this second lecture, and second lecture having the second topic, that is the types of buses. So first of all we are defining what is meant by bus. So this is the block diagram of microprocessor 8085. So in that block diagram you are observing that number of blocks are present and all blocks are connected by using some lines, and this is the complete architecture of microprocessor 8085. And in whole syllabus, starting from unit number 1 to unit number 6, we have studied this whole block diagram. So, all the blocks are connected by using some lines, and through that lines, we are transferring the information to that blocks, or we are transferring the information to the microprocessor. So these lines are nothing but that lines are called as the buses. And what is the use of that bus? For transferring any information. Information are in terms of binary number, because microprocessor understand only the binary number. So that's why whatever be the 8-bit information you want to transfer to the microprocessor, that information we are transferred through these buses, and that buses is consist of copper conducting strips, and that copper conducting strips is used for transferring the information to the microprocessor. So let's define the bus. Bus is nothing but for transferring any binary number in 8085 microprocessor, we are using copper conducting strips, and that copper conducting strips are known as buses. That buses are 3 types. First bus is called as 16-bit address bus, and that is from A15 to 8 and 87 to 80. While the second category of bus is the 8-bit data buses, and that are designated by 87 to 80. And third category or third type is the control bus. In microprocessor 8085, 16 address lines are available. Address lines are nothing but the address buses, and that are from A15 to 8 and 87 to 80. Since it is the 16-bit address, means upper 8-bit address is transferred on A15 to 8 and lower 8-bit address is transferred on 87 to 80. Second category is the data bus. For transferring the 8-bit data, we are using again the same bus, that is 87 to 80, which is used for transferring the lower address to. So these 16-bit address lines or 16-bit address buses, these are the unidirectional buses, while these data buses are the bidirectional, and that are time shared buses. Means in one time 8-bit lower address of memory is transferred on these lines 87 to 80, while in another time interval 8-bit data is transferred. Going to the third type, that is the control buses. In microprocessor 8085, we want to transfer some control signals, and that control signals are in terms of RD bar, WR bar, or in terms of I/M bar. Whatever be the operation you want to perform with the microprocessor, either it may be a reading operation, writing operation, in concern with the memory or in concern with the input-output device, that all operations are performed by using the control signals, and that control signals are transferred by using the control buses. So, we are observing here first type and second type, in that for transferring the 8-bit lower address of memory, we are using the 87 to 80. At the same time, same buses is used for the data also. So now we are know about some necessity of demultiplexing of lower address and data buses. Since I already told you that here for transferring the address, 8-bit lower address as well as data, since that lines are the time shared lines, means at one time interval we are transferring the address, while at another time interval we are transferring the data. So this diagram represents the pulses which are used for transferring the data and address. So suppose we are considering that 0001H is the one of the memory address. So if we are representing this 0001H in the binary representation, you are getting here 0000, 0000, and likewise we are represent this whole hexadecimal address into the binary form. So this red number represent the 8-bit upper address of the memory, while these blue numbers represent the 8-bit lower address of the memory. So this 8-bit upper address of memory is transferred on A15 to 8, and this 8-bit lower address of memory is transferred on 87 to 80. So during the first clock cycle, always the 8-bit lower address of memory is transferred on 87 to 80. While when this clock cycle will complete, in next clock cycle, the data is transferred on that lines, because 87 to 80 and 87 to 80, these are the time shared pins. These pins are used for transferring the 8-bit lower address as well as data. So that's why since these are the time shared pins, at one time interval we are transferring the 8-bit lower address of the memory on that lines, while in another time interval we are transferring the 8-bit data on that lines. Suppose we are taking one example. We are transferring this address, lower 8-bit address, that is 00000001 on 87 to 80. So we are transferring that address on 87 to 80. After that, next we are transferring the data to. Suppose we are assuming that data is 00H, because data lines are only 8-bit, means only you want to transfer the 8-bit of data on that data line. So that's why we are transferring here 00H. Suppose we are transferring the 8-bit lower address of memory, and while completing that time interval, at the same time, if data is also available on the same lines, and data is also in terms of binary number, address is also in terms of binary number. So microprocessor never understand whether it is the address or whether it is the data, because both are comes at the same time interval. So in such case, there may be possibility that among 87 to 80, some of the lines get burned, or it may be a short circuit. So when this process will occur, that process is called as the bus contention. Means at the same interval, if lower address of memory is also transferred, and at the same time if data is also available on the same lines, then There may be possibility that some of the buses get burned or it may be a short circuited, and because of that overall microprocessor is also get damaged. So when this process is occurred, when short circuit are take place, that is called as the bus contention. So to avoid this bus contention, it is necessary to demultiplex this address and data buses separately. And that's why this topic comes in the picture, necessity of demultiplexing of lower address and data buses. So for demultiplexing of lower address and data buses, we are using this block diagram, and here in that block diagram you are observing that A15 to A8 represent the upper address of the memory, while AD7 to AD0 represent the lower address or lower address and data buses. So always the upper address is available on A15 to A8, and hence it is directly given on A15 to A8 here through this address buses. While on AD7 to AD0 we are transferring the lower address of memory as well as data. So now we are check how we are transferring the lower address of memory as well as data on that line. So suppose we are considering the memory address is 000H. When you are transferring this 00H or write down it in terms of binary representation, so upper address that is 00 in terms of binary 8-bit number that is transferred on A15 to 8 and it is available on this line. While the remaining lower 8-bit address that is 00H is transferred on AD7 to AD0. So when lower address of memory is transferred on AD7 to AD0, at the same time this signal ALE, nothing but the address latch enable signal, is become 1. When lower address is available on AD7 to AD0, address latch signal becomes 1 and this pin is connected with the enable signal of the 74LS373 latch. And when your ALE becomes 1, it nothing but it will enable the latch. 73LS373 latch will becomes now enable. And since this latch becomes enable means it is active to take any information. So whatever be the number present on AD7 to AD0 that are connected with the input of the latch, and since your latch is enabled because of the ALE signal 1, and hence whatever be the number present on AD7 to AD0, that is nothing but the lower address of the memory, is stored into that latch. And in latch is consist of the flip-flop, and since 8 lines are connected with the latch, here also internally latch having the 8 flip-flop. One flip-flop can store 1 bit of information, means 8 flip-flop can store 8 bit of information. So 8-bit lower address of memory which is available on AD7 to AD0 that are stored in that latch and it is available on A7 to A0. While in the next time interval, if you are transferring data on that line AD7 to AD0. So when data is available on that line, this address latch enable signal or address latch enable pin becomes 0. When lower address is transferred, at that time address latch enable signal is becomes 1. While when data is transferred on that line, this address latch enable signal is become 0 and 0 is given to the enable signal of the latch and 0 is stand for the disable. Means when data is transferred on AD7 to AD0, this latch is now become disabled because of ALE become 0. And since it is disabled, whatever be the information available on AD7 to AD0, that is nothing but the 8-bit data, is not stored in the latch. Instead of that, it is bypassed on D7 to D0. So here, through this ALE pin and latch, we are separating the A7 to A0 and D7 to D0. lower address buses and data buses we are separating by using the ALE signal and by using that latch. So in this way we are demultiplex lower address and data buses. When 8-bit lower address is transferred, your ALE become 1. Because of that, this latch is become enabled, and since it is enabled, whatever be the number present on that 87 to 80, that is the 8-bit lower address of memory, is stored in that latch and available on A7 to A0. When data is transferred on that line, this ALE becomes 0. It will deactivate this latch, and since it is deactivate this latch, information is not transferred here. Instead of this information or data is bypassed on D7 to D0. So in this way, we are avoiding the possibility of transferring 8-bit lower address of memory and data at the same time. If lower address is transferred on that lines and at the same time data is also available, at that time it will change its locality, change the status of the ALE. That's why it will separated by using the A7 to A0 and D7 to D0. So in this way we are demultiplexing the lower address and data buses to avoid the possibility of bus contention. So with this we are stop here. Thank you. Have a nice day. If you like this lecture, then subscribe this channel so that you are getting the new notification very soon.